Hey everyone, this is Julie and welcome to my SOFHAB review series. Today I'm doing something a little different. Joining me today is Rascal Entertainment.
Hey!
And instead of reviewing a series, we're going to recommend two little mentioned series on Netflix that we really found fun and enjoyable to watch. One has been getting a bad rap and it shouldn't. And the second one's not even mentioned and is one of the most fun things we've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
So we want to share those with you, tell you more about them, and give you an opportunity to watch them and know that you'll enjoy them.
Right. But before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get updates and stuff, our reviews, and so much more.
Yes, and thank you so much for joining us today, subscribing to any and all of our channels, commenting everything you do. We appreciate you so much, specials. Thank you. So, the first one we're going to talk about is called Simon Cowell, The Next Act. And it's a 6-part miniseries that follows Simon Cowell as he searches for the next big boy band to assemble. Yes. Showcasing his entire process from selecting the boys to training and each potential member bonding. We really enjoyed it.
We did. And we weren't sure what to expect because these types of shows aren't really done anymore, and they really address that within it. Like, gone are the days of the original American Idol and America's Got Talent. And we know that some of these are still running or they return, but that entire time frame they were in, before you had the exposure of the internet where anyone could be a celebrity or put themselves on there, wanted to have a chance to hit it big, so to speak, within these TV shows. Or someone just happens to find them. And they discuss how that's an issue now because most people do not want to be rejected or to be criticized or to be judged or have anything that could get in the way. So they just figure, hey, just make the song, perform, and go straight to
TikTok or YouTube.
And then, hey, they become a celebrity there without having to go through someone else, which was the conflict.
And he also mentioned how One Direction, he wanted to do something like that again. And he also did a tribute to Liam Payne.
Yes.
And then he also mentioned how the K-pop boy bands are huge.
Right.
And he wanted to do something like that. So the process was interesting, and the episode titles were even more fun. So the first episode is called Where Have All the Boy Bands Gone? And pretty much he covers what we're talking about, and he starts off in his home country of England.
I love it.
Going to Liverpool, Birmingham, and a couple of other places.
Right.
The second episode is called Digging for Diamonds. And so with his wife, you see that he does all these things with her, which was pretty neat. And you get to see their son as well. He's really stressed. And they haven't been happy with the small selection of people they want to allow to come and audition again. And so they go to Dublin, Ireland to find some more acts.
Right.
Episode 3 is called Trust Your Gut. And in the beginning, he's told them he's only going to have 5 guys.
Yes.
And they auditioned over 1,000 young men, and they ended up with 100. So he, with his staff, ended up going through all 100 of the auditions, discussing and talking. And you could see him releasing some of them as it went on. And then he was left with 7. And I remember saying to Rascal, I said, he's going to pick all 7. And sure enough, he did.
Yeah.
Which was the best thing because you could see them all as a band.
Right.
And they did something we didn't know was done. They took promo pictures with 3 groups of promo pictures. And each one had 5 people in it.
Right.
And he kept saying, you know, this isn't working. None of these work as it is.
Right.
And in his mind, he was seeing them all together working. And they did.
Right.
And we're happy that that's how it ended up being. Episode 4, The Mic Don't Lie. It's after the field narrows to 16. And then you see them getting vocal coaching. So we jumped a little ahead. Sorry, guys. You see the vocal coaching. And you see the professionals trying to give each of them advice on how to be selected in the end.
Right.
And you can see there's no favoritism at all.
Right.
There's no nepotism because all of these young men are unknowns, which we really did like.
Yes.
And episode 5 is called On the Record. And one singer got a warning Simon feels really pressured, and again he was looking for chemistry, and 5 guys to have chemistry, but he ended up getting 7. And the last episode is called Bye Bye Bye. Yes. And he takes a final look at the band. He's trying to get them signed to a record label because he says, if you don't get signed to a label, none of this means anything.
Right.
And then the first label turned them down. The second label accepted them. We're not going to tell you. You may have seen it already. If you haven't, be surprised. And then he actually allowed the boys to choose their own name for the band, and they went on December 10, the number 10.
Right.
We thought it was a good name, and then I started seeing things online where there's a group called December 10th, with 10th spelled out, who's upset that they're using something, saying that they're going to be confused with them. I doubt it because they're much older than these young men. So and the number 10 and 10th aren't the same thing.
Right.
We don't agree. What we really liked about it was how you could see the young men were really determined. They really wanted to do this. You could see their differences. You got to see some of their parents. You found out their background and how a core group, you could say 3 of them got along from the beginning. And then by the end, all 7 of them had formed a real group and a real friendship.
Yes.
That made it fun.
Yes, definitely. And you really hope that not only they stay together, but everything is genuine, because you end up seeing sometimes it's not the case later down the line, but you can tell within here they all were end up getting along. A lot of them were like the big bro figures. They were having fun, goofing off, excited to be in LA, which they mentioned several times. And you like that about the group, because then that means they get along both on and off camera.
Right. And again, one reason this is so enjoyable to watch, you never realize how much goes into creating a group to perform together and all the elements that are part of it. We in our minds go, okay, oh, they got along together. Oh, they picked them. It was great, and it was just simple and easy. Well, because I'm so much into K-pop, I did know to some extent how hard they have to work. But as far as getting a group of people that are going to mesh, they're going to mesh and get along and have a great work ethic together, support each other, truly be friends, and genuine. That's difficult when you think about it, how people are just different and have their own ideas and personalities and so forth.
Right.
We loved the 7 they chose, and we're looking forward to seeing December 10th.
Yes, and they sound really good together. Some of them are like cover songs of existing ones, and then I think they're going to have ones that are originals. So whenever they release album or songs or perform, we look forward to seeing how they are on camera and if all of the training and everything paid off.
Now, the second show we're recommending is actually the first game show of any kind that I've covered here. And the show is hosted by Neil Patrick Harris, and it's called What's in the Box.
Yes. And
he has several teams of several pairs of people. I think there were like 8 to begin with.
I think so.
That attempts to solve trivia questions in order to win mystery prizes and boxes. And the prizes are not only quite extravagant, but the trivia is real trivia. No joke. You really have to figure things out. Yeah. That made it really fun because it wasn't things you could just easily answer and then you think, okay, this is a setup. This isn't real. They had to work hard to get their prizes.
Right. And because you really don't watch game shows as much as you used to if you pay attention. I used to have a whole lineup of shows for a long time, especially on ABC. And then when they started changing around what shows were on and they went from summer to winter, you could see the game shows were starting to fall out of favor. You just didn't have any that were hitting the same way and became big or famous, especially not trying to rip off something else. They claim this one's sort of inspired by Deal or No Deal. Mm-hmm. And you can see elements of that, but they still tried to make it its own thing. And a little extra thing they add is that when you have one group on stage trying to answer the trivia, you got people in the back trying to put in all answers as well, whether they're trying to get up on stage or just trying to figure out for themselves how good they are at the questions. And you can see any comments they make that are very rude or not.
Yes. And it was a really intense competition. It was not light and fluff. It was actually, to us, a brilliant idea. and we would hope they bring it back again. They probably won't. And part of the competition was you had a board with, I think it was 14 numbers, and they would pick a number to see if they were able to have a clue to what the prize was, because they wouldn't know what it was till they solved the
word puzzle.
Right. And or it could be you have to switch with someone else, or it would be your turn ended and someone else, you had to choose to come replace you and try to get the prize. Mm-hmm. There were lots of little twists and turns here you didn't expect. Neil Patrick Harris was perfect choice for hosting. He was fantastic. He was fun. And I love that they had all different types of people as part of the teams. Some were friends and some were married couples, and there was one that was a mom and son.
Yes.
And you just had a cornucopia of different people, different personalities, different interests. Mm-hmm. And one was also a set of twin women.
Yes.
So it wasn't geared toward anything in particular. It just seemed like it was set up to be fun and also to show off the massive prizes that were given. I mean, these are some of the most expensive prizes ever being given on a game show.
Yeah.
Some of them were connected with Netflix. Prizes involving WWE and
not Super Bowl, but a football game connected with Netflix specifically airing it.
And with David Chang.
Yes.
Being able to have him cook for you and going to a studio and being in the set to watch a recording of an episode and so forth. But some of them are really big. Like one prize was a $50,000 assortment of watches, or you could say a budget where you could choose what watches you wanted.
Right.
That was one of the smaller ones.
You're right.
That was one of the smaller ones. Yeah. But every prize was just fantastical and outstanding and crazy. And then there were only 3 eliminations, and each person that got eliminated, or each team, I should say, their prize went back into the pot for the final prize. Now, the final prize was kind of like, really, this is what you did? But on all fairness, every prize these people walked away with was fantastic. Nobody can complain about the final prize. We won't ruin it for you, but we were disappointed.
Yeah.
However, everyone walked away with fantastic prizes, and none of them should be complaining.
Right.
Because any of those prizes, I would have been happy to walk from the show with, and I wouldn't have cared how the final prize ended up being, because everyone was really compensated for their time, way more than they ever would have been if they'd been at work or something else.
Right. And they made it fun for anybody to watch. They don't have anything where it's swearing or vulgarities or inappropriate comments and things where, stuff that kids won't get but they shouldn't be hearing anyway. They keep it pretty clean the entire time. It's safe for families to watch and to even try to answer the questions yourself, the trivia questions that they have, because as you said, they really make you think about the answer, do the math in your head, or how realistic is it when you think about it for real life. And they made it to where you hadn't had a game show like that in a while. It was fun, interactive, and something the whole family can watch.
With fantastic prizes.
And it's not just all Disney people.
Yes. So, we recommend you watch Simon Cowell the Next Act. Ignore what you're seeing online. It's a fun adventure. And we definitely recommend you watch What's in the Box. It's going to be some of the most fun you've ever had watching a game show and trying to figure out how things are going to go. And you're going to get it wrong, because we did.
Yeah.
So if you've seen either Simon Cowell the Next Act or What's in the Box, the Netflix game show, let us know in the comments. Do you agree with our take on either show? Or did you have a different experience and you didn't like them? Tell us what you think. Again, if you haven't seen either one, go to Netflix, watch them both. You'll have so much fun. And then come back and tell us what you think.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and click notification bell for updates on SOFHAB reviews and so much more.
Yes, and thank you so much for joining us today. Subscribing to any and all of our channels. Commenting, we appreciate everything you do. As always, you are a special.
I'm Rascal.
I'm Julie.
Have a fantastic day.
Continue to be happy, healthy, whole, and also wonderful, my specials. See you next time.